Hey, what's going on, guys? Kaufman is alive. I'm back with another video looking at all the comic books I got at the comic book shop this week. This is always one of my favorite videos to post every week. I love going to the comic book shops every Wednesday. I'm always looking forward to it. I got my own pull list there so I can get all the comics that I want. I suggest you do the same if you love comic books like I do, and get to your local comic book shop, support comic books. That's what I'm doing here. So uh, if you like videos like this, please subscribe and like and comment if you feel the need to do that. I always love reading comments. I feel like we've got a pretty good discourse, little group going on in the comments, and it's always fun hearing what you guys think about my videos and the comics that we're looking through together. So, again, please go subscribe if you haven't yet. And let's get to it here. I'm looking at The Scorched, number 33 by Image Comics. It's $2.99. All the Spawn books are only $2.99, so generally that's cheaper than pretty much every other comic book line going, where the books are $3.99, up to $5.99, and even more for bigger books. So got John Layman on the writer here. We've got a fill-in artist here, Dudu Pansica, and Julio Fiera is the inkers, so it's cool to see an inker credit. So we know we're getting some real pencils and inks here. Um, the Scorched is the team book in the Spawn universe, pretty much starring She-Spawn as the main character. And it's kind of cool. They're pretty much at odds with Spawn most of the time, it seems like. So Spawn has joined up with them on certain stories, but he's generally not a member of the team, so it focuses on a lot of the other characters, which is cool. You can hear those pages cracking, these brand new pages. So it looks like we're getting a female version of the character Haunt. There's Sam and Twitch. This might be a first appearance, if I'm not mistaken. So let me know in the comments if you've seen this character before in Spawn comics. I don't think I have. I have some pretty big blind spots in Spawn. I've read a lot of the early comics and then a lot of the more recent ones from the past few years. But a lot of the stuff in between, I have not really looked through or read. So it's pretty crazy. We still got Spawn going on, though, after all these years. These are some really cool looking pages. I love this. Looks like we got Spawn in his original costume. So I don't know. This might be a throwback or a flashback story. Seems like it might be. I haven't flipped through any of these comic books yet, so I'm looking through them for the first time with you. So your guess is as good as mine, but it looks like this is probably a past story because we got a high power meter. And in the current comic books, Spawn's power meter is at 1. So he's pretty much powerless. So really gory, bloody looking comic book. Really like the artwork in this. So yeah, Scorch number 33. That was the only Image book I picked up. I actually didn't pick up any DC comic books this week. So DC, get your act together, man. Get me interested in something. This is a Don Aguelo cover too. I wanted to shout out the cover artist, of course, on this cover. Got a great She-Spawn butt here. It's like candy apple red there. She looks terrifying though. She's got these big giant blades. I've never even seen blades like that before, so I wouldn't want to tangle with her. Then I got my Marvel Comics this week. We got Vengeance of the Moon Knight number 9. Jed MacKay is the writer. Devmala Pramanik is the artist here. They've been filling in on a lot of these Vengeance of Moon Knight issues, but it still is some really good artwork. It looks great. Moon Knight's back with the Midnight Mission for the first time in a few months. He was presumed dead, so... And Khonshu is also around, so I'm sure we'll be getting some info on on how Moon Knight survived his supposed death, perhaps in this issue. I'm hoping. We've got Hunter's Moon, who's Moon Knight's brother in the Fists of Khonshu here. He started out as a nemesis to Moon Knight, but now they're teaming up on the same side. His first appearance was in issue number 2 of the Moon Knight series by Jed MacKay. So I happened to pick that up off the shelf when it came out, not knowing it would be a key, and I've seen some pretty high prices on that Moon Knight number 2 with the first appearance of Hunter's Moon. So keep an eye out for that when you're flipping through back issues. If you see it at a cheap price, I would definitely pick that up. Some really cool pages though in here. Right as I turn the page, this is really nice looking layout here. We've got a fake Moon Knight who is actually the Shroud. It was revealed a few issues back. I wonder if this is the same character here that Moon Knight is facing. He's finally facing one-on-one with his imposter. So yeah, don't want to give away too much spoilers here right off the bat, although you probably just saw a good one there. But Moon Knight number 9, really fun comic. Let me shout out this cover again. David Paratore has been doing all these covers, the main covers on these series. They look really great. They're like, I've said before, they remind me of like the Hildebrandt brothers artwork from the 90s, almost kind of an Alex Ross style to it. So some really great covers on this book. Then I got Venom War tie-in, Venom number 37. The last cover was like a throwback cover that was homaging the first appearance of Punisher. I almost wonder if this is an homage to something. Is this an homage to the Alex Ross Spider-Man cover where he's got Green Goblin in the eye, but now we've got Venom like completely overtaking him in the shot? I'm not quite sure. That's my best guess. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is this an overt homage, or is this kind of an original piece here? I love the corner panel they've been adding to these Venom comics. I wish kind of Marvel would do more stuff like this on more of their comics. It just gives it that comic book feel, that classic feel. And, you know, a lot of comics get away from it. We just get a big logo. DC even got rid of their logos for a while, which I was not a fan of whatsoever. So I love having big logos at the top of the comic, because when you're flipping through bins, you want to see what book it is. And you can easily figure out what comics you're looking through when those logos are easy to read at the top of the page. So Cafu is the artist here on this book. We've got Spider-Man and Venom showing down with each other, so that's cool. We've got future Dylan Brock, I should say. So I picked up the first issue of Venom War, the main series that's spinning out of this main Venom title. And I feel like it was pretty unnecessary. I feel like they should have kept the Venom War contained to the Venom series. I understand they're trying to sell more books, so now there's like all these one-shots and little mini-series spinning out of Venom, like Venomous, and there's even the Wolverine Venom War, which I did pick up today as well. So, but there's a reason I picked up this Venom War Wolverine book. Well, first of all, it's got the Joshua Cassara cover, which I really love. I'm not a big fan of like the mashup characters or the Venom symbiotes taking over other Marvel established characters other than Spider-Man. You know, that's kind of a tired trope at this point in 2024. But I do love Joshua Cassara's artwork. He did some great work on X-Men. And I like this cover a lot. Looks really, really creepy. There's like spit going everywhere. The symbiote claws look pretty cool. And the mask with the Venom eye, that kind of fits really well. So, and the other reason I wanted to pick this book up was because it's Tim Seeley and Tony Fleeks writing this, and they've been doing work on Local Man. That's what I know them from most recently, and I really dig that book. So wanted to see what they were cooking up here for Wolverine in the Venom War. It seems like a pretty interesting team. And we got Kev Walker on artist here. And this style kind of fits with, if you've been reading Local Man, this kind of feels like that style. So in the artwork. But you know, I was talking about Venom War in general earlier, and how I picked up the first issue and I didn't pick up the second. And I'm not really interested in too much about what's going on with this storyline at all. I'm not really interested to these zombiotes that have shown up in the wake of the start of this Venom War. I thought the first issue's like context was really weird, how they were fighting in like a wrestling ring. I made a review of that already, Venom War #1. So if you haven't watched that yet, go check that out. And you get my full thoughts on that book. I don't want to repeat myself too much, but back here looking at Venom #37. This is Legacy #237. And these are both $3.99 comic books. So we got Doctor Strange and Spider-Man guest appearing in this book, so looks like a pretty fun read, and I've really enjoyed Cafu's artwork. So Venom War, and we got Wolverine Venom War #1. So then I also picked up what came out today was the new ongoing Wolverine series, and for some reason no one else picked up this really awesome Kari Andrews variant cover. I love this cover. This is really, really cool. Obviously, we got Wolverine cradling Jean Grey here. She looks like she's dead. He's trying to protect her. He's got arrows in his back. There's flames everywhere. Just an awesome cover. I love the corner panel down at the bottom, too. Reminds me of something the Kubert brothers would do. That style of Wolverine face and that corner panel. Always love the corner panels. Just bring them back, Marvel, please, full time. And it's approved by the Sneaked Code. That is pretty cool. So I love this cover again. Really awesome. And this is the new ongoing by Saladin Ahmad, and Martin Coccolo is on the main art here. I've seen a few interior pages that they've already shared, but I haven't seen this one. We got Cyber. He's one of my favorite Wolverine villains. That's really cool that they're bringing him back for this. He's the guy who broke Wolverine's claws way back in the first Wolverine ongoing series. After Wolverine's adamantium got taken from him, Cyber just stepped on Wolverine's claws and broke him right in half. One of my favorite moments. And Nightcrawler's out here looking for Wolverine in the Canadian wilderness, which is his favorite place to go. When he wants to get away, of course. Half naked in the woods while it's snowing. That's what Wolverine does best, and we know he's the best at what he does. So, looking forward to reading this book for sure, because I want to know if this is going to stay on my pull list. I picked up the entire Ben Percy Wolverine run, the previous Wolverine ongoing series, 1 through 50. I got every single issue, and I want to know if I should start it again with this one. I really wish they had kind of kept the last ongoing Wolverine series, just kept it going. They had a great through line, actually, with the Wolverine Blood Hunt storyline. That should have been issue 51, 52, 53, 54, and this should be issue 55. I think Marvel, they want to try to just sell more books, so they revert it back to #1 when they get a new creative team on it. And I understand kind of collecting an entire run, like Ben Percy, I'm pretty sure wrote every single issue of that Wolverine series previously, so I kind of get that, but still, I love how Spawn is at like issue 360 at this point, and we got Savage Dragon still going. at like issue 270. Very few comics with really high issue counts, and personally, for my tastes, I really like seeing that. We do get like legacy numbers, like on Uncanny X-Men number 702. So this is technically, canonically, if you want to start from the first Uncanny X-Men, you can read all the way up to here, and you'll get to issue number 702, theoretically. So this Wolverine book is a $4.99 book, and its legacy number 393. So I think issue 8 of this is going to be the number 400 special edition issue that costs like $10 and is like 60 pages or something, maybe. We'll see. But we got Uncanny X-Men number 2. Who Are the Outliers is what's on the title here. I think these are the characters that we saw at the end of the last issue. Looks like we're reading from Charles Xavier's journal here. I love the old school X-Men graphics here. It looks very early 90s, which I enjoy. And they've got the team here, if you notice, and then they've got these new characters all as question marks. So this is Gail Simone writing. David Marquez is the artist here. And we're picking right at where we left off at the end of issue 1, meeting all these new mutants who were hiding in the woods. Wolverine is here, even though we just saw him hiding in the Canadian wilderness. As we know, Wolverine, he's like a anchor being, right? So he can be like all over the place, as many places as he wants to be. So he's Wolverine. Just let him do his thing. Very heavy anime influence here. Look at that. I mean, I understand Marvel leaning into manga, because manga's apparently been outselling a lot of comic books stateside here for the past few years. And I feel like they really have. I feel like Jed MacKay and Ryan Stegman's X-Men and this X-Men book here kind of lean into that anime style for sure. Definitely getting a heavy vibe of that. So, but that's cool. I'm cool with that. They were doing that back in the late 90s when you had like Joe Madureira jumping on X-Men. Stuff was a very heavy anime influence. So, I think that fits well with the X-Men. That's what I'm trying to say. So, we saw Jubilee in the Free Comic Book Day Uncanny X-Men, trying to find her way through this From the Ashes era, and it looks like she gets reunited here with Rogue and some of the other X-Men. So this is kind of our new team. We got Rogue, Gambit, Jubilee, Wolverine, perhaps, and he was in the first issue, and these New Mutants here. So kind of weird they're doing a New Mutants thing in like 2 different X-Men books, but that's what they're doing. So we get this checklist too. I really like the aesthetic of these checklists, where it takes me again back to the 90s. Lots of nostalgia. It'll probably wear off in a month or 2, but for now I'm all here for it. I like the X-Mentions. There's lots of neat things to read on these pages. They don't just have kind of worthless data pages that it seemed that they had a lot during the Krakoan era of X-Men. So love seeing Rogue and Gambit together here. I wonder if Wolverine's sticking around, because he's got his own ongoing series and like 4 other miniseries going on right now he's got to tend to. So X-Men number 2, and just want to thank you again for watching. Again, subscribe if you haven't yet, if you like videos like this. I do post every single day, new comic books. I just love talking comic books. So I'll see you guys around, and thanks again for watching.